I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and it's the first haul of the new year, and a big happy New Year's to you guys. I'm going to start off with a repurchase, and this is from Cosrx. This is the Advanced 96 Mucin Power Essence. This is a product that I use morning and night after I tone my skin, and I love to put it on before like heavier products, and I do feel like it helps those other products kind of sink in a little bit better, but it just, again, it feels so nice on the skin. I've been through several bottles of this. So this is a 3.38 fluid ounce pump style bottle, and I am almost out of the one that I'm currently using. So this is what the bottle looks like. I think there's like, I don't know, maybe a couple, 2 or 3 days left in the bottle that I have. And again, I use this morning and night after I tone my skin, and just a beautiful, beautiful essence from Cosrx. So I got that guy. I also got a few new products from the drugstore. I got this Maybelline Color Sensational Matte Lipstick. It's the Ultimatte, and I got it in the shade 588 More Blonde. It's a thinner stick style lipstick, and this is a super comfortable, really pretty nude matte lipstick. I've actually worn it quite a few times so far. It's definitely a silicone based one, but it's also substantial enough where it stays put and it's not too slippy. And it's comfortable too, especially for a matte. I've really been enjoying this for a matte lipstick. I'm interested, I ordered this off of the Ulta website, so I'm interested to see the colors in store, what other ones they have available, but that is 588 More Blonde, and I do really like this formulation of matte lipstick. I'm not huge on like liquid mattes because they're just a little bit too drying, but those silicone based matte formulations can be super nice. They feel comfortable on the lips, but sometimes they can have a little bit too slip to them. I feel like this one does not. And then L'Oreal came out with a couple new lip products. So I got this lip color in Blissful Blush. It's got a specific name. It just says lip color on the bottle, but it's this guy right here. It's like a gloss and balm type of a product. And it's got an interesting little doe foot applicator, decent pigmentation to it, like a light pinky glossy balm that's really easy to throw on, especially in the color that I got. So this is the shade 40 Blissful Blush again. It's got a nice shine to it, and it does feel like a balm style lip gloss product. It doesn't have, it feels more balmy than it does glossy, if that makes sense, but it does have that nice high shine that a gloss gives. And so this is a type of product that I would just throw in my bag and just apply whenever, because it's especially a really easy color to wear, but it feels really nice on the lips. So I'm interested, again, I got that one at Ulta, and I'm interested to see what other colors they have when I make it to town to the store. In addition to these new L'Oreal products, which are the Glow Paradise. They're the Glow Paradise. I would say they're lip shines. One of them is far more pigmented than the other one. One is almost clear. I thought it was going to definitely have more pigmentation. But the shades that I got are 110, again, the Glow Paradise, 110 Pastel Exultation. So this is what the packaging comes like, much like their Shine lipsticks. And I actually put on a little bit of this guy in the center of my lips because I've got a silicone kind of base matte lipstick that I'm going to show you in a minute on, and it just felt a little bit drier in the center of my lips. Granted, I've had it on for probably like 5 hours, and when I woke up this morning, it was negative 17 degrees outside, so not exactly prime time to be wearing a matte lipstick, especially for me. So I did put a little bit of this on in the center just to kind of help it feel a little bit more hydrating. But anyway, this is 110 Pastel Exultation right here, and this is the one that has more pigment. The other one is like almost clear, so it's like a coral pink shade. I just put a little bit right here because that's kind of where it was feeling a little bit dry, probably from eating and drinking and stuff like that. But that's 110 right there. And then the other shade I got is 140 Peach Charm, and I was really excited about the color of this because it looked like it was going to be a really good peach, and this is almost like a clear balm. It's got not nearly as much color as the other one, as you can see right there. So I would liken that to a very, very lightly tinted lip balm. But they do have beautiful shine, and they feel really nice on the lips as well. So those are the new Glow Paradise lipsticks that I got, or I don't know, lip tints. So I got 110 and 140 right there. I also got the new NYX Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. So the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow is getting harder and harder to find. I really hope they're not discontinuing it because that is such an amazing brow product at a really affordable price. But I wanted to try this one because I just liked the sounds of it. So I've actually got this in my brows today, and I used an older, I think it's a discontinued Dior powder, but I love this product from Dior, the little Backstage Brow. I've got this powder on my brows, and then I went over it with the NYX Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara, and I got the shade Cool Ash Brown. So when I put this through my brows, it actually lightens them up a little bit. I don't mind the way that they look right now, but I went in a little bit heavier with the deeper shade in the little brow palette there. Otherwise, I wish I would have got a deeper shade. So I am going to order, I think, the brunette one, but it does work out if I use a deeper powder and then go over it with this. It's got little fibers in it. I can't quite tell because of the shade just how pigmented this is. I think it's got decent pigmentation because, again, it lightens up my brows compared to it with just the powder on. But I think I would be able to tell better if I had a deeper shade. But I do like the formulation. It's got a bit of hold to it. It's not one of those super soft brow gels by any means. It does have like a thickening aspect. It almost feels like the CoverGirl one on. And then also, I don't know how well you can see there, there are little fibers in this one, which help with the bushy brow look. So when I get a chance, I am going to go ahead and pick up a deeper shade in this, but with a deeper brow powder and then this over the top, I do think that it looks really nice in my brows, and it doesn't look heavy either, but I want to get a deeper shade, and I want to try it in a deeper shade by itself as well to see just how definitive and bushy I can get my brows with just the product alone. So it says vegan formula with hair-like fibers, and it does have the hair-like fibers in it. 0.23 ounces of product, and this guy's made in Taiwan. So yeah, the L'Oreal lip products and also the Maybelline matte lipstick are made in the USA. I just want to make mention of that. And then I did pick up 2 new drugstore concealers. I was just really excited about both of these, to be honest. I got the new Revlon Colorstay Skin Awaken Caffeine plus Vitamin C 24 hours 5-in-1 concealer. That is a mouthful. And I got the shade 002 brightener, universal brightener, because it has a pink undertone to it. And let me tell you what, this formulation is beautiful. I would say it's got a light medium coverage that's buildable, but it feels so weightless underneath the eyes, and it also covers really, really well. And I've got a powder that I'm going to show you in a minute as well that I use over the top of it, and I am not joking. You can probably have like a magnifying mirror up to my eyes and you can't detect product. This concealer, I've tried it with other powders as well, and it looks beautiful with my other powders as well, but this other one in particular is just flawless. Like, I can't see any product underneath my eyes, which it's amazing. I really like this concealer. It is just a hair too deep for me in the wintertime. Like, I've been mixing it with the other concealer that I got from Maybelline, because this one's just way too light, and the combination of the two is beautiful, but I do want to get just this concealer in a lighter shade that I can wear just this product by itself. It's a beautiful formula. I'm not nuts about the packaging. There's a little mechanism when you unscrew the cap, it'll push the thing back down, so when you squeeze the tube, product don't go out if the cap is on it, but otherwise it's a little spongy style concealer, and then you squeeze it and the product comes out. So typically what I do is I just squeeze it into the sponge, and then I like twirl it on my finger and then pat it underneath my eyes. But I'll just show you the shade here. I have a very pink undertone, and that looks really nice underneath my eyes, but I do feel like compared to what it looks like there with a set powder, it deepens just a little bit, so that's why I've been enjoying lightening it up. But again, the formulation is so, so pretty. So I will be picking up another shade of this in a skin tone lighter shade, but that's the Revlon Colorstay Skin Awaken Caffeine and Vitamin C 24-hour 5-in-1 concealer. That is a mouthful. 0.27 ounces of product. I don't know if I said that already. And this guy here is also made in the USA, and this is 002 in Universal Brightener. I think they have another shade that's like a corrector shade as well. And then we've got the new Maybelline Superstay Active Wear up to 30-hour concealer, which the claims on these, like, am I the only one? But who out there is, you know, leaving their concealer on for 30 hours or even 24 hours? If you've tried it, I'd love to know how it went. It's been a while since I pulled an all-nighter, just saying. So I got this shade 01. I didn't know that these were going to run this light. It is a very, very light shade, but it had the pink undertones. And this guy here is also made in the USA. So I just kind of put some of the corrector shade and then I mixed a swipe of this in with it, and that's what I have underneath my eyes. And this concealer, I haven't used this by itself like I've used the Revlon by itself, so I'm not 100% sure what it'll do by itself, but it looks beautiful mixed in with the Revlon. It blends out really pretty. I would say it's got a medium coverage. It's definitely buildable. It's also a really thin formula. So mix it, the Revlon thin formula mixed in with the Maybelline thin formula, I mean, blend it out, it looks so nice underneath the eyes. I've been wearing this combination for like a week now, and I just have been loving it so much. So I'm excited to get another shade of this too, to be able to try it by itself in a little bit deeper shade. I was surprised at just how light that was right there. And again, that's the shade 01 with the pink undertones, but the combination of these two together is really beautiful. Such nice concealers from the drugstore. It makes me want to like go through my concealers and just do a mass declutter. I did repurchase the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate in C1 just to refresh my tube, because I had the one in my collection for like 2 years and I really like this concealer, but now that I have them other two, I'm like, maybe I should have never even repurchased this. But this is a really nice concealer. It's just not as thin of a formulation as them other two. I like a super thin formula underneath the eyes that doesn't feel like dry. And neither of those concealers do, at least mix, the Maybelline Mixed or the Revlon by itself, feel dry underneath my eyes. I do use quite a bit of eye cream, but I'll just give you guys a swatch of this because it's pretty affordable. It's Makeup Revolution. Their under eye brightener's been one of my favorites in the past year as well. That's a beautiful under eye brightener. It's a thinner concealer than this one right here, but if I wanted to have a little bit heavier coverage, this just looks really nice underneath the eyes. And I wanted to get a fresh tube again because I had mine for probably 2 years and I just really like it. So yeah, kind of mixing those together almost ends up with a shade like this Revolution one. So I just want to make a mention of that because that's a really good concealer from the drugstore. Let me go ahead and swatch the Revolution Eyebrite, and I've got the shade, this is the lightest pink one, I'm pretty sure. Geez, there's no shade on this. Really? This has got vitamin C in it as well. It literally doesn't have the shade name on it, but you can see through the little window there how much of this product that I've used. And this is a twist up. It's a thinner formula compared to the other Revolution concealer that I showed you. Beautiful, beautiful under eye brightener. It's got a light coverage with, it can be built up a little bit, but it's not a full coverage product by any means, but it does a beautiful job of brightening underneath the eyes. I just kind of wanted to show a comparison there so you can see the Revlon next to these two shades, which I can wear by themselves, and then the lighter Maybelline shade right there. But this here is like $10, and this is a beautiful product. I would liken it to something like the Touche Éclat from YSL. That's how nice this is. I also kind of did a little stock up of some Maybelline mascara. This is the Sky High Lash Sensational in Blackest Black, which is my current favorite mascara. I've gone through several tubes of this, but it was buy two, yes, it was buy two get one free on Maybelline on Ulta. So I ended up getting one of the Maybelline products that I purchased for free. And then on Target, they were also having a sale on these sets, and so buying the two together was kind of like the price of just buying the mascara, except for these little sets come with a lifter gloss in there in the shade, what shade do you come with there, Pard? 03 Moon, which is a sparkly kind of peach shade. And I got these guys because, again, they were about the same price as the mascara by itself. And then I gave my mom the lifter gloss from one of the sets so that we each had one. But I stocked up kind of on the Maybelline Sky High Lash Sensational Mascara, which is still my favorite mascara currently, and for almost like the entire last year. I just absolutely adore that stuff. I'll just show you what it looks like if you don't know. It's got a rubber bristle wand. I've said it before, but if I could change one thing, it would be that the wand was a little bit more firm. Just for combing out the lashes, it would be a little bit easier at taking clumps out, but this doesn't flake, doesn't smudge on me. It lasts really well. It's just a really nice formula, volumizes and lengthens, and I just love the stuff. And then I placed an order on Beautylish, and I got one of the new Sonia G brush cleaning cloths. So they come in this little envelope like so. And so she came out with new colors and a new little print on there. So I got one of them so far. I do want to get a couple more. I use these every single day. So like I've got my little lighting situation in front of me and I hang this cloth over one of the arms on my lights, and I use these every day for wiping off brushes or what have you with makeup items. So this is one that I'm using currently. So I'll just show you the little print on the other side. So she came out with a pink side. The first ones are blue, and the new pattern also comes with the blue as well, but you can see the little bunny imprint on the two is different. So I did go ahead and get one of those, and they are like microfiber cleansing cloths and stuff like that. But I don't know, for whatever reason this cloth brings me joy. So I really like them from Sonia G. So I decided to go ahead and get the pink version with the new print on there. And again, I might go ahead and get the blue one with the new print on it as well. I just think that they're so cute, and again they bring me joy, and they do a good job of getting product out of brushes. So I got that guy. And then I also purchased the new Dominique Cosmetics Unconditional palette. And I really do get along with Dominique Cosmetics eyeshadows pretty well. So I got this guy, and there's 6 shadows that are 0.03 ounces per shade, which isn't a lot. This is actually bigger than the first 6-pan that she did. And this one here is made in the USA. I'll grab the other one to show them next to each other. Unlike her other palettes, these 2 6-pans come in a hard plastic packaging. So here's the one she came out with last year, just for size comparison so you can see the difference between the two. And the old one has got a total of 0.7 grams of product in it. So there's a little bit more in the larger size palette. So this is what this guy looks like right here. And I wore this yesterday, and I was loving the look that came out of it. There's nothing super special about any of the shades, but the quality of the actual shadows is really nice. And then I was like, you know what? There's a pressed glitter in here. It's got like that gel suspended type of formulation. So I did my eye look. I really liked the way that it looked. Again, nothing super special about it, but it was very pretty. And I was like, let's use the glitter in the palette. That's why it's there, right? So I took my finger, I put it in the glitter, and I put it on, and I was like, why did you do that? Because the glitters in this are so big. They're like the biggest, chunkiest glitters, and I did end up getting some of these falling out on my face. And a lot of times when sparkles fall out on my face, I don't really care, but when ones like this do, because they're so large, it looks like something is on my face, like a piece of dirt or something. That's how big the glitter particles are. So I actually went over with, I think it was a Pixie glitter over the top to try to refine the sparkle there, because you could just pick out every piece of glitter, and I was just kicking myself that I even used it. So they just need to stop. I mean, if you're going to do a pressed glitter, make sure that the gel suspension is going to hold on to the glitter and like refine the glitter particles so that they're very, very fine and sparkly and pretty, and they make it worth our while. You know what I mean? This is just, I'm not cool with that big chunky glitter there. But otherwise you've got 2 shimmers and then 3 mattes right there. They're like satin shimmers almost. They're not super, super sparkly. But the look from just the standard shadows looked super pretty. They were easy to work with. I had very little fallout with those ones. And here we'll do the glitter. And then this matte cranberry color. See, I don't know, like, I feel like if I pack on the glitter to get it that opaque, then I'm going to have even more glitter fallout than I did. So I actually tapped this over this shade right here on the center of the lid to get that sparkle. But I don't know. I mean, there are some smaller glitters in there, but it's mixed with such large ones. Like, if they would have left out them bigger particles and just left the little tiny ones, I think it would have been a lot prettier. But I just... it didn't look cute. It doesn't look cute when you can pick out like individual chunks of glitter on your eye, you know what I mean? Just not a smooth look. But otherwise, the other 5 eyeshadows I really enjoyed in the palette. As you can see, they are very nice and smooth. They blended well. They're nicely pigmented. But that is the Dominique Cosmetics Unconditional palette right there. And lastly, from Beautylish, I purchased the Koyudo Holiday Set. So it comes in this little pink box, and there is a little brush pouch in here, which is pretty nice. It actually could double as a kind of travel makeup pouch because there's quite a bit of room in here for like on-the-go type of stuff. There's a middle pouch, and then each side you can, you know, stuff some brushes in. So it comes with a little pouch and then 3 brushes, which the handles on these are an ombre white to pink. And they're very, very pretty. These are handmade Japanese makeup brushes. The brand is Koyudo again. And I've been using this brush right here for brow powder. It is a thicker brush, which disperses product like softer through the brows, and it almost makes it easier to put in, quicker and easier to put brow powder through my brows and then top it with a gel. So I've really been enjoying using this brush right here. I love an angled brow brush like this. The Wayne Goss one I absolutely love too. That's a little bit more of a precision brow brush. This one's kind of, it's thicker. It's a little bit fluffier. And it's got the kind of brushed gold ferrule on there. And then it fades from a pearl to a pink with some very slight shimmers in there. Just a really pretty set here. And there's also a flat shader in the set as well, which is really good for packing on color on the lid. I used it today as well. And then there's also a pointed kind of mid-sized powder brush. You can use this for setting your face because of the point on it. You can use it for blush, you can use it for highlight, or you can also use it for bronze contouring. It's a really multi-purpose one right here. It's a little bit more firm, so you're going to get a quicker blend out with a brush like this, but just a really pretty holiday set right there from Koyudo. I want you guys to be able to see the shapes here and the handles. I also placed an order on the Colored Raine website. They came out with a couple new eyeshadow palettes, and I just love the Colored Raine eyeshadows. Like their Queen of Hearts palette is one that I think I hit pan on 3 shades on that palette. It was a favorite a couple years back, but I use that palette to no end. And they recently came out with some new palettes, which they hadn't done in quite a while. But I did go ahead and purchase these 3 brushes because I wanted free shipping. And so I got these little domed synthetic brushes here. And what made me want to try these ones, for when I wanted free shipping, these were on a really good sale as well. But I love this little A504 brush from the Hot and Flashy Angie and BK Beauty set. It is a super nice little blend out brush. So I got these 2 to kind of see if they would dupe them. And they're not quite as soft as the BK Beauty one, and they're not as smooth in terms of the dome, and they feel a little bit more firm. I got 2 of the mini blending brushes, and they are just a little bit fluffier than the BK Beauty one. They're wider and they bush out just a little bit, but the shapes are close, and I will be able to use them. They are pretty soft, but they're not quite as soft as the BK Beauty one. And then I got 1 of the small blending brushes right here, and they got really pretty ombre handles on them. But I do feel like the tips of the bristles could be rounded out better. They're a little bit more blunt kind of on the sides, and the tips aren't quite as textured as the ones on the BK Beauty brush, but I will get some use out of them. They're just some little synthetic blenders. I want to say they were like $4 on sale. So I got those and got free shipping. And then I purchased the 2 new 6-pan palettes from Colored Raine. So this formulation is different. It's not the same as their old formulation. In the 3 palettes that I bought, they are now made in the PRC, and all of Colored Raine's older stuff, their palettes and their singles, were made in the United States. So they did switch manufacturers. The formulation on these palettes is really nice as well. So let me show you the 6-pan palettes. These ones have got more standard shimmer metallics, and then the other larger palette that I purchased has got some beautiful, like, of those little sparkly shades that I love that come out of the PRC. So this first one is the Botanical Palette. They come in a sleeve like so, and there's a total of 9 grams or 0.32 ounces of product across 6 shades. And then you've got cardboard packaging, and these are in a square pan. They usually do, or they used to do, round pans. There are 3 mattes and 3 shimmers, so you've got 3 mattes and then 3 shimmer kind of metallic shades. And this is just a really nice standard eyeshadow formula. They're pigmented and they blend it out really well. The 3 shiny shades in the Rebellious Nude that I'll show you in a minute has got some a little bit more special sparkly shades. But they're nice. These are not standalone palettes for me, these 2 6-pans. I do have to bring in something like Aether Beauty Pure Diamond Dust because everything is kind of mid-tone or deeper in these. I was able to use this underneath the brow as a highlight, but I didn't want a matte inner corner. And it did, let me get a better swatch of that. I need to get a cleaner finger here. Disregard that swatch. It's kind of a mixture. That's a better one. That one kind of deepened a little bit more than I would have liked it to underneath the brow. My camera, you guys, it's been, the white balance has been throwing off on it recently and some other goofy things. I'm like, since when did we have this issue, camera? So I'm sorry about that. Last week's video, like I could really tell the white balance was being thrown on and off throughout the video. But that is the Botanical 6-pan from Colored Raine right there. And then we've got the Rose Garden 6-pan. So again, it comes in a sleeve. I actually like these sleeves and I might keep them. Typically I kind of toss the sleeves, but these ones are just like a little easy pull out situation. So I might actually keep the palettes in there. But this one has got 9 grams, 0.32 ounces of product again. And it's the Rose Garden palette. This one has also got 3 shimmer metallics and 3 mattes. So the top row are your shimmer metallics and then the bottom row are your mattes. And again, this is not a standalone for me. I do have to bring in something a little bit lighter and brighter for how I like to wear shadow. And then these last 2. So there is the Rose Garden. I was showing my mom these palettes and she was like, ooh, Rose Garden. She was thinking pinks because she really likes pink eyeshadow. She's like, this isn't rosy. So it's not really a rosy palette, but that's the Rose Garden palette right there. I cannot get the glitter that I swatched from that Dominique Cosmetics palette off my arm or off my hand or off of anything. I should have saved that till last. Anyway, I got the Colored Raine Rebellious Nudes palette as well. So this is the box packaging. This one doesn't have like a little slide out sleeve, so I'll probably just toss that guy. But cardboard packaging again. There are 12 shadows in here. There are 1.5 grams per shade. And then this guy is also made in the PRC. So this one's got 3 shimmer shades, pretty good sized mirror in there, and then you have got 9 matte eyeshadows, and this is a standalone palette for me. I use that kind of on the inner portion of the lid and then also underneath the brow, and these 3 top shades are like a glossy sparkle. They're kind of a prettier finish. The metallic shimmers in the other palettes are pretty too, but these ones are a little bit more special in my opinion than those ones. And then the mattes down here, they all blended out really pretty for me. I've worn this palette a couple times, but I love these shimmers. They're very pretty. Again, they have that like glossy infusion of sparkle that I just love in a formulation like that. So those are the 3 shimmer shades right there. And then we'll do the mattes. I would have liked to have a little bit lighter matte that I could use underneath the brow, but I can use that shimmer shade and the looks do turn out really pretty like that as well. Next, guys. And then the last one is a matte black shade. That is a deep dark black. So I think out of the 3 new palettes, I think this one's probably my favorite. It's a one and done, and these I love these little sparkly shiny shadows right here. They're so pretty. So that's the Colored Raine Rebellious Nudes eyeshadow palette right there. Really pretty. And then next up, I placed an order on the Palace Identity website, which is like a sister brand to ZC. And like you can get some of the Palace Identity products on the ZC website, but they're like I don't know, I feel like they're like the same company. They're like a sister brand or something like that. And they came out with a highlighter, and they also came out with a contouring powder. So I got both of those and then another lipstick from them. Both compacts come in a red box like this and have a velvet pouch to them. And then the actual packaging is this really pretty packaging like this here. So this is the Peony contour powder. And it's got a beautiful floral embossing, much like the blush that I showed some time back. And I actually used this by itself to contour my face, and I didn't use any bronzer. And if you're too heavy-handed, it can turn too much into like a, I don't want to say muddy, because it's still, I don't feel like even heavier handed it looked muddy because it blended out so nice, but it's definitely not like a tan color. But I think it looks super pretty with the blush and highlighter that I put on with it, just to kind of contour my face without adding any warmth to it. Even though my face looks rather warm, it worked out super nicely using it by itself without an additional bronzer. So I really have been enjoying this, and the quality of the powder is beautiful. That little gold there is an overspray that's slowly kind of coming out of it, but I'll try to kind of individualize the swatches and then kind of give you a run around here. So you can see it definitely leans cool toned, if anything a slight olive tone to it. But again, I think that it looks really pretty by itself. I didn't even use any bronzer, and I think it looks super pretty. So I do have this on my face today to contour up my face, and I don't have any bronzer on. So that's the Palace Identity CO1 Peony Contour. 0.26 ounces of product, or 7.3 grams, and this brand is made in China. And then I also got their new 01 Lotus highlighter. Again, it has that same style of packaging. This had a really pretty golden overspray on it as well, but I've used it a couple times, so it's gone. It's got a beautiful shine to it. This one here is more of a traditional powder formula. There isn't any like moisture or like super shock gelness to it at all. It's kind of more of a traditional powder. So when I went to put it underneath my eyes, a lot of that has to do with the setting powder that I used underneath my eyes today. It didn't stick real well today, but when I used my I think it was the RCMA No Color, it went over it fine. But this other one's a little bit more smoother powder, so it did have a hard time sticking to it, which is why I've been loving something like a Super Shock highlighter, or the hybrids that have that Super Shock powder hybrid that goes over my dry skin so well. But this one's, again, more traditional powder style highlighter. It is very beautiful, but depending on the setting powder that I use underneath my skin, I do have a little bit harder time getting this one to stick compared to some others. Otherwise, I can spray it with my Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Mist, and then it'll go on my cheeks pretty well, which I learned from one of you guys, so thanks for the tip on that. But that is the Lotus highlighter in 01 right there. It's a really pretty champagne. And lastly, from Palace Identity, I got another one of their lipsticks. Their packaging is just over the top with the dragon on it, so I wanted to get a shade that I would like wear more. The first shade that I got is like a deeper shade that I don't really get a lot of wear out of. So I got this shade right here in M18, and there's 3 grams of product in here, and this is the Dragon Velvet lipstick. This is the lipstick that I have on my lips today. Again, I had it on for quite a few hours and it felt comfortable, but I did eat and drink, so the inner portion of my lips was a little bit dry, so that's where I went in with that L'Oreal just on the inner portion. Otherwise, this is what I have on my lips, and this is just a super hot pink, and I think it looks really pretty. I was feeling really springy today while it's 17 below outside, I know, but it's definitely like a velvet matte lipstick, but it's one of those comfortable style formulas. It's got slip to it. You can definitely tell that it's a silicone style formulation, but I was quite impressed with how long it felt comfortable on my lips, especially with how cold it is, before I felt the need to put something hydrating over the top of it. Geez. There is a really beautiful embossing on this bullet too, and mine's a little bit loose in here, so I gotta like push it down. I don't know if you can see the really pretty embossing there. There was another shade I was looking at with a nude, but it kind of looked like it might be too dark for like an everyday for me, but I think that this one looks really pretty. So again, that's the M18 Dragon Velvet lipstick right there, and I mean, can we just, with the packaging. And then I finally got in the third order that I placed off of the alphabeauty.net website for some Flower Nose products. I am so hardcore obsessed with this brand, it's rather ridiculous. I've got The highlighter on my cheeks is from Flower Nose. The powder underneath my eyes is from Flower Nose. They do some of the most beautiful makeup products. Like I said, I'm slightly obsessed. Not only is like the quality of the actual products like beautiful, but their packaging is just, it's like leaps and bounds ahead of other brands. It's so, so pretty. So I actually have another order coming. That's the only downfall. There's a couple different websites. I haven't ordered Flower Nose from any other retailers. I've only ordered off of the alphabeauty.net, but I placed this order on November 2nd and I got the products, I think it was on Friday. So like a week ago, I'd say. So they do take a really long time to get here. And I think that the first orders that I got were a little bit faster, but it's holiday season, so it like slowed it up even more. But this brand is so beautiful. It is also a brand that's made in China, I believe. Most of the writing on the packaging is in Mandarin, so I can't read a whole lot of what's going on. But I'm going to go ahead and show it to you guys. I'll start off with these eyeshadow palettes. This is from, it's from like their Circus collection. Which is their latest collection that they came out with. So they came out with 2 eyeshadow palettes, number 1 and number 2. You've got Gorgeous Adventure and Incredible Kingdom. And this is the box packaging. I love that they switch up the colors on all of their palettes and their packaging, their powders. Everything has got a different color so that you know it's a different color inside. Like nothing is consistent in terms of the shades across the range. So I love that about this brand. So these are the 2 palettes. You guys. You guys, look at these. I mean, it's a carousel. It says Flower Nose on there. There's a ticket on the back. I mean, they are just the cutest things. And there is a little bit of uniqueness about the shadow formulation that comes from Flower Nose. They have like a different style of makeup. It's like really sparkly, but the sparkles are so fine, and some of the shiny shades are like have a translucent base to them that look just so like soft but shiny on the lids. It's a whole vibe, and I really enjoy that about the brand. So let me go ahead and swatch the number 1 Gorgeous Adventure palette from their Circus collection. Both of these run pretty light in terms of the colors that are in here, but there are 12 shades. This one has got 4 sparkle shades and 8 matte shades. Look at the inside. Okay, look at this. Look at these guys. And there's a mirror. And then here's your pans, and it's, I just can't get over it. So let me go ahead and swatch the shiny shades first. This looks like a white, but it's got a very strong duochrome to it. And again, their shimmers are a vibe, I'm telling you. And I use a flat, stiffer shader to pick these up and pack them directly over a primer. And that's how I think that they look just super pretty like that. So you can really see that translucent base that I was talking about in there. Then we'll swatch these mattes right here. There could have been a little bit more contrast between these shades, but again, the eye looks from palettes like these in this brand in particular it's like a vibe. It's a whole thing, but it's really pretty. It's soft but still pretty. Like these sparkle shades really amp up the prettiness of them. And then these ones over here. So this one is the warmer, more neutral palette right here, and this is number 1, Gorgeous Adventure. And then here we've got the number 2, Incredible Kingdom palette. This one has got 5 of those really sparkly shades. You've got these 2 shades, this shade, and then these 2 right here. And they are beautiful packed over like a tacky primer. And like the sparkles, they look like the finest of micro glitters, but I don't get any fallout from them. And they look like uber fine sparkles. Like that's what I wish that, you know, like the glitter in the Dominique cosmetics do. Like, give me that, you know, that fine sparkle. Did I swatch that one already? I don't know what I'm doing here. I think did I do that right? This shade right here I need to pick up a little bit more. This one is a little bit harder to pick up. So I actually used this shade on the inner portion of my lid right there, and that's where I used like that flat shader from that Koyudo set, and I kind of stabbed the tips in there to break up the product, and then I pick it up on the flat side and then I put it on. There's quite a few brands that have formulations like that I do that to, but this is beautiful too, this red one. So those are the shiny shades. This one's got a pretty deep matte in there. I was able to make it work through the crease to get enough depth for my hooded eye. But some cooler tones in this one. I did get a little bit of fallout with these mattes. They're very, very soft, but they're substantial. But they're like a soft, smooth formulation. And then these three. I wore a look out of this palette yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? It was the day before, I think, with a purple winged liner. Oh, it was so, so pretty. So that one there is the number 2 Incredible Kingdom palette. Right there. Also from that same Circus collection, I got the Circus series loose powder, and there's 2 versions of this available. I got the number 1 transparent, and I also have an order on the way that has the clear milky. There's another shade, milky white, I think it's called, number 2. So that is coming, and it's got a deeper packaging than this one. But there's 15 grams of product in here, and that is just about all I can read on the packaging. So this is the box, and wait till you guys see this. It is a carousel. This is the cutest packaging. So the other one, the number 2 shade, has got like a black and red, I think, on there, but you got carousel horses around it, and these are not stickers. It's like on the packaging. Look at that. And then you twist the top off. There's a puff in there, which I'll set off to the side, and then it has a flip top like that. And the packaging is great. It's got the flip top that holds the powder in. It also has a mesh screen if you like to put your powder like that, or it's got a flat top, so if you want to put some in the lid and use it like that, it works out great. So when I end up using this powder up, which I will because I love it, I'll refill it with like another powder, because this case is just, it's so beautiful. I'm being a little excessive, but I've actually got 2 of these in my cart right now, along with some other backup products from the brand, also from Alpha Beauty. And I want to place another order. I'm obsessed with these products. They're so nice. The quality is just great. So I have got this powder underneath my eyes today, and I use those a mixture of the Maybelline and the Revlon concealers, which those concealers are beautiful, but I did set those concealers with other powders before I got this one, and they look beautiful like that too. But this here powder, I am telling you, it blurs to no other. It blurs not only the pores around my nose, but underneath my eyes. Like, it blurs the fine lines that I have. It sets the product. Like, this is the powder I was telling you about. Like, if I was up to a magnifying mirror, like, you would have a really hard time picking out that there was product under my eyes. That is how, like, smoothing this powder is, and it has a really strong set. It does have a little bit of a dryness factor to it. So this is the powder that I have on today, where that ZC, or the Palace Identity highlighter, wouldn't stick to it. So like, it reminds me of like a powder like the By Terry Hydra powder. I can't remember the exact name of it. I did not like that powder. It has that type of a slip to it, but this is even more finely milled. And the Hydra powder from By Terry was really drying on my skin, but also when I would set my face, it almost gathered up the foundation. Like, it looked patchy on my skin. This does the exact opposite. It is so blurring and so seamless on the skin that I am willing to put up with a little bit of the dryness and just spray my face with the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Mist because of how beautiful this makes the skin look. I am just in awe. I'm excited to get the other shade as well to see if there's a differentiation between the two, but I don't know if it's going to do any good to like swatch this. I am telling you, you guys, this is one of the finest, smoothest powders I have ever experienced. I feel like I'm going off, but I'm for real. You can look, you can see through the camera the blur of my fingerprint. I am telling you. Can you, like, I'm trying to see if the camera will pick up, if you can hear how silky smooth that is. it blurs my fingerprint. That's how finely milled and blurring this is. So I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely obsessed with this powder. And before I got this one, so I also love this one, right? I love this powder. But before I got this one, I was obsessed, and I'm still obsessed with this powder and use it, is the Flower Nose Moisturizing Powder. So this one here has got 7 grams. This is a pressed baked gelée type powder. And this is the moisturizing version. I do have the oil control version as well, and I think it's comparable to the moisturizing one, if ever so slightly just a little bit more dry than the moisturizing one. But I love, love, love this powder for underneath the eyes. So you can buy the case and then you buy the refill powders separately. So I've gone through an entire pan of this setting underneath my eyes. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of embossing on there. But I've used up an entire pan of this powder. I didn't have a refill of the moisturizing one, so I went into the oil control version to start setting underneath my eyes, and that's beautiful as well. But I am telling you, this brand does powders just something gnarly. This also comes with a puff, the case does, but this is your little powder pan right there. And again, that's the moisturizing version. And I still love this one. I love this one, but there's something crazy blurring about that powder in the little Circus deal there. So I refilled my compact with the moisturizing powder, and then I also got 2 more refills for it because that's how much I love it. I also got the 6th Cameo blush that I didn't have. And this is the blush that comes in these little cute guys right here. So I didn't have the lavender. It was sold out for a while, and then it came back into stock. So it's got a lavender packaging, and this is the lightest baby pink blush. On my skin tone built up, it does look like a baby pink blush, but it's light. It's very light. It's a matte finish as well. Like, I even, probably on a little bit deeper skin tone than mine, this would almost be like maybe a brightening under eye powder. So you can see the kind of lavender pink tone to it. But I've got the other 5 and I love them. And again, with this packaging, it is just the darndest. So that one is it's the lavender one. And there's 4 grams of product in there. Right there. And then I also got backups of 2 highlighters, and I have backups coming of some more of the highlighters as well. These are my favorite highlighters. I think I got my first order around July, and I've been using them nonstop ever since. These powders will go over anything that I have on my face. If my face is really dry, whatever powder I use to set underneath my eyes, it doesn't matter. They will go on just beautiful, and they also pick up on a brush really nicely. So a lot of the times a product that has like a Super Shock formula, it's a little bit more difficult to pick up that type of product. You have to really work your brush in there. I don't feel like I have to do that with these ones as much, but these are such beautiful products. I wish that they did refills on these too, because the packaging is so pretty. So I have got Revelation on my cheeks today, and the high points where I highlight, which is the one I got a backup of, and then I also got a backup of Moon River. I love the shade Cupid. Like, it's the pink tone one, but it was limited edition, and I was able to get one backup, but I can't find it anymore. So I wish I could, because I absolutely love this one. It's got a pink tint to it. But I have another one of Revelation coming. I'm obsessed, okay? So this is the packaging right here. This is what I have as a highlighter on. You can see I've hit pan on it. Oh, it's beautiful, you guys. It's a hybrid. It's like a hybrid between a Super Shock and a Big Gelée product, which is just beautiful. I just can't even get over it. It's similar to ZC makes a highlighter that I've also hit pan on that I really love too, but the ZC one has a little bit moisture to it than this one does. That one's absolutely beautiful too, and like I said, I've hit pan on it. But this one's a little bit more gelée than Super Shock, and ZC is a little bit more Super Shock than gelée, if that makes sense. But this is Revelation right here. It is just ethereal. It's like you can see your skin through it, and you can see me from space too. I don't feel like it emphasizes texture. It's high shine. It just looks absolutely stunning on the cheeks. I'm absolutely obsessed. Obsessed. I love it. So I got a backup of Revelation, and then I also got a backup of Moon River, which I feel like, actually somebody at work told me, they're like, you look like a mermaid with your cheeks today. And I was like, thanks, man. So that's kind of how I would describe this one. It's got like purple, bluish, pink, reflective duochrominess to it, trichrome. I don't know. It's beautiful. So I got a backup of this one too, because it's stunning. The sparkles in here are just beautiful. I have not hit pan on this one, but I hit pan on the pink one and also Revelation. Look at that though. I'll build it up a little bit here. And again, these go over my skin regardless of how dry it is, regardless of what setting powder I use. It just works every single time, and the shine is stunning. So that one is Moon River right there. And this one comes in the white packaging right there. So pretty. So Flower Nose is probably my #1 favorite newest discovery of 2021, and I am going to love their products going into 2022 as well. I just can't get enough of them. They're just so beautiful. I hope that they come to a retailer that's a little bit easier to access, because the shipping from Alpha Beauty is like a month and a half. So it takes a long time to get here, but the wait is worth it. Gosh, I'm so excited when it finally gets here. I'm like, ugh. And they package things really beautifully too. I've never gotten anything that was damaged, so that's really good too. So that is everything for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.